A once-in-a-lifetime find off of Minnesota Key. Researchers are investigating a 7,000-year-old Native American burial ground, where it was discovered and what makes it unique. It's a quarter of a mile off the coast, under 20 feet of water. ABC's 7's Christopher Brantley is here with the story. Christopher.
Well, good evening, Alan. This finding has gained national attention because it's one of a kind, only one to be found in North and South America, and it's the only one of 3 in the entire world. It's a remarkable story of survival, over 7,000 years of hurricanes and sea level rise, and it's still there. The relaxing shores of Minnesota Key belie the excitement researchers feel when standing on the beach.
We don't see human remains preserved in a marine setting. That's something that does not exist in North or South America.
At least, that's what researchers thought, until a surprise discovery last year changed everything.
A Middle Archaic site that dates to approximately 7,200 years ago that has worked wood and human burials.
The ancient site is on the floor of the Gulf of Mexico, under 20 feet of water.
To have it be located on the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico in an unprotected offshore marine environment, that's what's really remarkable.
Dr. Ryan Duggins is the underwater archaeology supervisor with the Department of State Bureau of Archaeological Research. He tells us the site was found almost by accident when a diver stumbled upon it.
There was a local diver who was searching for megalodon teeth, fossil hunting, who recovered a skeletal element and contacted my office about it.
2 weeks later, state researchers, led by Dr. Duggins, came down from Tallahassee to see it for themselves. Native American burial grounds are not unfamiliar around Florida. What makes this find so remarkable is that it's remained intact over 7,000 years of hurricanes while being immersed in salt water, which isn't known for preservation.
Normally, it breaks it down and would start the decaying process immediately. And what we found to be remarkable about this site is that when it was used, when people were actually interring the deceased there, it was actually a small freshwater pond.
Researchers speculate sea level rise is responsible for burying the site and part of Florida over the last several thousand years. It's believed the burial site used to be a freshwater pond with a peat bottom.
And that peat is what allowed the excellent preservation that we've documented.
The human remains were buried using an ancient method, one that was not very particular and not widely used.
Wrap the deceased in a fabric cloth, put them on the bottom of a pond, and then take a series of worked, sharpened wooden branches or stakes, kind of place them around the individual to help kind of secure them in place.
For Dr. Duggins, the discovery is personal. He guessed sites like this were out there, but until now, he had no proof.
When I was in school, people told me you could not find a site like this, that sites like this would not survive sea level rise over thousands of years.
But it did survive, and now the task is to preserve it.
We are most concerned with disturbance to the site, either intentionally or unintentionally.
Security measures have been put in place to ensure no one goes to see it for themselves. Local law enforcement are also keeping an eye out. The remains could be reinterred sometime in the future. Dr. Duggins and his team are working alongside the Native American Seminole tribe to decide what to do next.
I hope we can use this site to kind of expand our focus on the continental shelf to look for other significant archaeological sites.
Now, we broadcast the first story on this dig earlier this year, but in full disclosure, we have been looking into the story for months. However, the burial site had not yet been protected by the state of Florida. We agreed to wait to broadcast the story until security cameras could be put in place to ensure that no one is able to disturb this historic site.
Christopher, thank you.